Welcome back to Wealth Dynasty. Thanks for coming and visiting us today. And this week is a special week. We have the 4th of July coming up. If you're here in the United States, 4th of July, obviously, a big celebration and a country's birthday, as we call it. And this year is the 250th, so it's going to be a big one. And today, going along with that, we're going to talk a little bit about financial independence and different ideas or some maybe not so thought of ideas and hacks or ways that you can increase your overall wealth and become financially independent. And without further ado, we'll kick it off. Welcome back, Kurt.
Hey, Mark, great to be here.
Yeah, it's good.
Happy birthday, USA.
Yes. We're going to be rolling. I'm looking forward to those fireworks.
Yep, that's exciting. Okay, so we're talking about financial independence today. Maybe we should all write our own Declaration of Independence when it comes to financial thinking.
That's a really good idea. That's actually a really good idea.
Yeah, it is. We could. It's like goal setting, like anything else, but write your own financial Declaration of Independence.
Yeah, because that's a really good point, because everybody's definition or their paradigm, I guess, of what is financial independence. What does that mean? Is that just being debt free, or does that mean I have $5 million cash in the bank, or what does financial independence mean? That's going to be a different definition for everybody, right?
I guess some elements would be certainly debt free. That's important, because debt is a bondage of sorts. The wrong kind of
yeah.
So credit card debt, typically revolving debt. Home mortgage debt can be appropriate. Can be overwhelming, but it's also highly appropriate. Business debt can be highly appropriate. Borrowing money to purchase important things that can produce cash, also useful.
Yeah.
So certain kinds of debt are very, very useful. Other kinds of debt are very harmful.
Yeah, that I guess is going to really depend on your situation and your mentality on how you use debt. So, as consumer would use debt in a different way that a business owner is leveraging, assets through debts to be able to get more assets, basically.
Sure. So, most wealthy people use other people's money to get wealth. That's very common and normal and appropriate.
Yeah.
But let's move on from debt. Debt's a big one, but we want to, of course, avoid harmful debt.
Yeah.
Okay, so that would be part of your financial independence, to avoid harmful debt. Credit cards are great. Just pay them off every month.
Yeah, they said it really good. You could really kind of hack the system by getting those benefits.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Saving money or living on less than you earn could be a form of financial independence. Absolutely. Everybody knows you should save 10%. You should pay yourself first, 10%. A little minimum. Simple line item in your Declaration of Independence. To save 10%. However, it might be through your 401k, through other means. Fantastic. You can also get into mindsets. Okay, so I still remember clients that I've worked with over the years that have had high incomes, but they always spent more than they earned, and always relied on daddy or somebody else to help them out.
Yeah.
So being financially independent also means not relying on inheritance, parents, things of that nature.
Correct. Somebody else managing your checkbook for you, because you don't have the discipline to take care of yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
So you take control of yourself, of your own assets. Okay. That's very important.
That's a very interesting point.
Yeah. So that'd be a part of financial independence. So as I was saying, some people I've known many clients that spend far more than they earn, although they live very well.
Yeah.
Fantastic. That's wonderful. But when one of the legs gets kicked out, it's problematic.
Yeah.
Okay. They can't weather the storms.
Yeah.
Other people are so careful with their money, which is wonderful, but they don't really have much fun. Okay.
Yeah. No, that got a little bit not extreme, right? Yeah. You're going so far that you deprive yourself of everything, and that is a mentality.
And it's useful. It's wonderful. But it may not be the best way to live your life.
Yeah, longevity wise, that's tough. It's really, really tough. Like staying diet for a long time. Like you gotta change it up a little bit so that you can, hungry, and, like you see the shiny things and you're like, oh.
But those that could avoid, uselessly spending money on nonsense, fantastic. Okay. We spend as Americans, we spend way too much money on nonsense.
Yeah, there's definitely instant gratification culture, and also products have become more disposable, I think. Like back in the day, you could buy a car or a washing machine that would last you for decades, literally. And now, like a couple of years, and people are swapping out their vehicles. It's like making a right choice when you make purchases is there's been something I've really like done my whole life is I make one single choice, like one single purchase, but it's like, this is the absolute best that my budget can do. And that's, a good way to not have to make more purchases in the future. You have a paid off car with, 200,000 or 300,000 miles on it and still runs like brand new because you take care of it. And I made a good choice the first time and I don't have a car payment or whatever. So making choices like that is another way you can add that maybe to your list of financial independence ideas.
Yeah, maybe more product. Yeah, purchase decision makers. Yeah, you have to be wise in your product purchases. Very important. What are some other items of financial independence?
I would say take advantage of all the free money possible and all the tax breaks possible. So if you don't have kids, get some kids. Best tax deductions available. If you don't have a business, get some way to make something happen. So you have a corporate structure. So you have some write-offs. So that you have some additional income. It's not just having a business to have write-offs. It's also you're increasing your income, which is part of financial independence.
Yeah, super. Well, you said take advantage of different things. So like I'm thinking like this HSA, right? Health savings account. That is an amazing place to save money.
It's crazy underused.
Way underused. You've got a tax deduction for the money going in.
Yeah.
You never pay taxes on the gain.
Yep.
And you never pay taxes on the expenditure.
Correct. And then the money keeps piling up year over year. That you don't have to use all the money in the account every year.
Right.
You could just let it sit and ride. So you're making, a tax deduction every year and that money just keeps accumulating. It's crazy.
It's fantastic. And you can put a lot of money in those things.
Correct.
People can get a lot of the money accumulated. You can use that to obviously purchase, better medical care in the future.
Yep.
You can also use it to purchase long-term care.
I don't think a lot of people know about that.
Correct.
Stop telling us a little bit more about that.
Well, HSA money can be used. Remember, this is tax-free money. You put money away tax-free. It grew tax-free, and it comes out tax-free. And you can use that to purchase the long-term care portion of like a hybrid long-term care policy.
Wow.
And so what a great way to, and then of course with long-term care benefits, when they're paid out, they're also tax-free.
Man,
So it's a huge win.
take notes on this one. That's a good one right there.
Yeah.
That's a gem.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody knows them. There's very few people that know about that.
Yeah.
Man, that's it. So HSA also has so many places you can spend it. You can go on Amazon now and there has HSA qualified section of all the stuff. And it's not just like your medicine at the pharmacy. It's, HSA qualified items that you can swipe the card there.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Tax free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's probably a great takeaway right there. That one thing only.
Yeah.
Use that because and start early with that. So that's like a Roth IRA, but it's even better than a Roth IRA in a way.
Actually, yeah.
Because you used it before you're 59 and a half.
Yes, correct.
It does have some limitations the way you can spend it on. That's the one negative. But obviously you don't want to have $1 million in there typically.
Right.
Hey, it's something that you could, if you get $30,000 or $40,000, $50,000 in there, that's a huge win.
Man, I love that. Yeah, I had an HSA and then I went to the doctor because I had a deviated septum from, sports, broke my nose a couple times, 3 times. And they're like, yeah, the insurance is going to pay this much of it. And so my HSA was able to cover the other portion that was not covered. And it was like, bro, I literally didn't have to pay anything for that.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
So
we all need medical care at some point.
you'll need it.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the out-of-pocket can be significant.
Man, that's a great little hack.
Yeah.
any matching that your company or your employer may give you, a 401k match or any, there sometimes there's a investment rollover match that some brokerage accounts will give you, like they'll give you a certain amount if you roll over this much money. That's all free money. You keep it in there for stipulated time, with 6 months or whatever, and they give you a certain amount, whatever that is. Those are all free monies that you want to be able to look out for.
Yeah, and I would say also consider carefully your tax situation. A lot of people put money in qualified plans that are not high tax brackets.
Correct.
When they have the option to put money into perhaps a Roth 401k or something like that, right? And where, and I've seen this happen a few times, people retire and they're actually in a higher tax bracket when they were putting the money away because there is tax bracket inflation.
Yeah, and when they're pulling it, if it's a taxable income as they pull.
Yeah. So that's something to consider. You got to look at your tax bracket, see what the situation is. But maybe just part of your money going to a Roth 401k.
That's awesome. Yeah. One thing I think that I would also include if anybody was going to make a plan for their own financial independence is find a way to automate as much as possible. Find a way to automate things so that you don't have to continually use executive function or like a decision. So I automatically have this much money coming out of every time I get paid that goes into this savings or this investment or this whatever. Make that as automated as possible because that reduces the friction and it increases your likelihood of just letting that grow. Don't try to time the market. Honestly, it works if you're a professional trader. You can maybe get away with that, but just dollar cost average everything as much as possible.
Market timing, this is not my expertise at all. What I've learned from other people is that if you follow just a few securities, you can learn to time them a little bit.
Correct.
Okay. So you can learn to, buy, sell on the up. When it's a little high, then you buy in the dips. Not big movements, just little movements.
Yeah.
And paying attention to a few items as opposed to trying to time the whole market.
Correct. Yeah, nowadays there's so many options out there for, to diversify. There's ETFs, there's so many funds that are like managed or somewhat managed. There's just so many options. It's kind of unlimited. So look at all those things with your investments. This is not investment advice. This is just ideas for your own financial plan.
So let's just review real quick what we talked about. Write your own Declaration of Independence.
Love it.
Avoid bad debt.
Correct.
Use debt properly. Use HSAs. Use Roth IRAs. Use things that reduce tax. Anytime you can reduce tax, you're winning.
Or reduce tax as a win.
What else did we talk about?
Savings, automate savings.
I would add also, that if you want to do a business or something like that, you would take on a project, make sure it's a project you can actually do.
Yeah.
Research it enough so that you don't get yourself into something that you can't do or that you start and then you can't finish because it's just overwhelming. And that can apply to all sorts of things. But I think that's an important thing because if you start something, you can't finish it, that can be a big loss.
Correct. Yeah. That's good. And then I'd say, obviously, with all this, this probably going to evolve. So make sure that it's open so that you can evolve and adapt and adjust your situation as you grow and as your financial situation changes. But I think that's pretty good, pretty solid start. Is there anything else you want to add there?
No, thanks for listening and have a happy 4th of July.
Yeah, it's going to be a banger. Thanks.